Many people believe that nature will provide, especially in a survival situation. It's a comforting thought, the idea that no matter what, the wild will offer up what you need if you just know where to look. Movies and books show heroes finding food in the wild, even in winter. These stories make it seem like a matter of skill or determination, as if the forest is always full of hidden treasures waiting to be found. This myth gives us false confidence, a sense that the forest is a pantry, even when snow covers the ground. But the truth is, winter changes everything. In summer, foraging works. Berries and greens are everywhere. The forest is alive and generous, offering food at every turn. But winter's a different world. The forest becomes a frozen desert, the plants and animals you rely on vanish or hide away, and the landscape turns harsh and unforgiving. Believing you can simply forage your way out of a winter emergency is dangerous. The odds are stacked against you, and the risks are real. It leads to risky decisions and wasted energy. Every failed search drains your body and spirit, making survival even harder. Real survival is about smart choices, not heroic food hunts. It's about knowing when to conserve your strength and focus on what truly matters. In winter, the environment takes far more than it gives. The cold saps your energy, and the land offers little in return. Hunger will push you to act, but chasing food wastes precious energy. The more you search, the more you lose. The real battle isn't against hunger, it's against the cold. Hypothermia is a far greater threat than an empty stomach in the short term. Every step outside, every search for food, drains your strength. The cold punishes every mistake and recovery is slow. The urge to fight back by foraging is strong, but it's the wrong battle. Survival means resisting that urge and thinking clearly. In winter, your priority is not finding food, but staying warm and conserving energy. Shelter and heat are your lifelines. The comforting myth of winter's bounty can cost you everything. It's a story we want to believe, but it's not reality. Survival means accepting harsh realities, not clinging to comforting lies. Only by facing the truth can you make the right choices. The forest is not your pantry in winter, it's your greatest challenge. It demands respect, preparation, and humility. Don't let a myth become your downfall. In winter, survival is about wisdom, not wishful thinking. Winter survival is a brutal math problem. Calories in versus calories out. Your body burns huge amounts of energy just to stay warm. Every shiver, every movement, costs you precious calories. Foraging in winter means trudging through snow, digging and searching, burning thousands of calories for a handful of food. The calories you might find rarely make up for what you spend. History is full of stories where desperate searches for food led to exhaustion and death. The famous Donner Party lost more to the cold and effort than to actual starvation. In winter, the odds are stacked against you. The energy cost of foraging almost always outweighs the reward. Every calorie wasted brings you closer to hypothermia. The smart move is to conserve energy, not gamble it away. In winter, survival is about minimizing losses, not chasing slim chances. Don't let hunger trick you into making a fatal bet. Protect your energy like your life depends on it. Because it does. Instinct tells you to move, find food, find help, do something. In a crisis, your mind races with plans and possibilities, urging you to act quickly, but in the harsh reality of winter survival, this instinct can be dangerously misleading. But in winter, unnecessary movement is a silent killer. The cold is unforgiving, and every action comes at a cost. Every step through snow drains your energy and makes you sweat. The deeper the snow, the harder your body works, burning precious calories you can't easily replace. Sweat is deadly in the cold. Wet clothes lose insulation and steal your body heat. Even a little moisture can turn your clothing from protection into a threat. You can go from warm to hypothermic in minutes. The body's core temperature drops fast, and shivering is often the first warning sign. Your top priority: maintain core body temperature. This is your lifeline, and everything you do should protect it. That means staying dry, out of the wind, and conserving energy. Wind and wetness are your enemies, sapping warmth faster than you realize. Build a shelter first. This is where your energy should go. A good shelter shields you from the elements and gives you a safe place to rest. Once sheltered, your job is to stay put and stay still. Movement outside should be limited and always purposeful. You're not a forager or a hunter now. You're conserving every drop of energy. Your survival depends on patience and discipline. Only move for high-value tasks, like gathering firewood, and do it efficiently. Plan your movements to minimize exposure and effort. Frantic searches for food are a waste. The energy you spend is rarely worth what you find, especially in a frozen landscape. Survivors who lived built shelter and waited. Those who wandered often didn't make it. History and rescue stories prove this time and again. Movement feels productive, but it's often fatal. The urge to act can be overwhelming, but it's discipline that saves lives. In winter, discipline and stillness are your best tools. Calm your mind, focus on survival basics, and resist the temptation to wander. Don't let panic push you into deadly mistakes. Survive by staying put, trusting that help is more likely to find you if you remain safe and sheltered. Yes, some edible plants do exist in winter. Rose hips, cranberries, pine bark, and cattail roots can all be found if you know where to look. Their bright colors and familiar shapes stand out against the snow, offering a glimmer of hope in a harsh landscape. But their presence creates a dangerous illusion that food is just waiting to be found, as if nature is providing a hidden pantry for the prepared. The real problem is the energy cost versus the calories gained. In winter, every step through deep snow, every moment spent searching, drains your reserves. Digging for cattail roots or scraping pine bark burns thousands of calories and exposes you to frostbite, wet gloves, and exhaustion. The reward? A few hundred calories at best. A massive net loss that can leave you weaker than before. Rose hips and pine needles offer vitamins and a bit of flavor, but not real sustenance. They can help prevent scurvy, but they won't fill your stomach. Gathering them is slow, cold work for little return. The time and effort rarely match the meager reward. The inner bark of trees is starvation food, hard to process, barely nutritious, and often tough on your digestive system. These plants are not a meal plan, they're a distraction from what really matters in a survival situation. Chasing them breaks the cardinal rules: conserve energy and stay dry. Wet clothes and fatigue can be deadly in the cold. History shows that survivors who fixated on foraging often didn't make it. Many expeditions failed because they chased the illusion of easy food. The smart survivor knows these plants are only a tiny supplement, something to add to a real meal, not the main course. They're not salvation, just a minor boost, if you can get them easily and without risk. Don't let the illusion of wild food lead you into danger. The cost is often far greater than the benefit. Focus on what really matters: warmth, shelter, and energy conservation. These are your true lifelines in winter survival. In winter, plants are a last resort, not a solution. Survival depends on smart choices, not wishful thinking. In survival, your body is already weakened by cold, hunger, and stress. The myth of winter foraging assumes you're healthy and strong, but you're not. Digestion takes energy, and wild foods are tough to process. Eating the wrong thing can make you sick, causing dehydration and further weakness. Cold and exhaustion cloud your judgment, making plant misidentification and poisoning more likely. In winter, even experts struggle to identify safe plants. Foraging is a skill for when you're healthy and secure, not desperate and weak. History's survivors relied on food they brought, or big game, not wild plants. When you're at your limit, foraging is a dangerous gamble. The real survivor isn't the one who struggles most, it's the one who stays still. Stillness goes against every instinct, but it's the smartest move. Once you have shelter and fire, your job is to do as little as possible. Think of your energy as money. Spend it only when absolutely necessary. Hibernation is your model. Curl up, stay warm, and wait. If edible plants are right outside your shelter, gather them for tea or morale, but don't venture far. A warm drink can lift your spirits, but calories are not your main concern. The real struggle is internal, fighting panic, boredom, and the urge to act. Winning that battle through stillness is what keeps you alive. Don't let desperation drive you into danger. Use plants for comfort, not sustenance. Stay put, stay dry, and conserve every ounce of energy. Your survival depends on patience, not action. In winter, waiting is winning. Stillness is your greatest strength. Winter survival is about what you don't do. Restraint is your greatest asset. Resist the urge to chase food. Your priorities: shelter first, then warmth, then water. Only think about food after these are secure, and even then, be cautious. The safest survivors built shelter, stayed put, and rationed what they had. You can survive weeks without food, but only hours without warmth. Survival is about intelligent inaction, not heroic effort. Respect the winter. Don't fight it. Let your shelter and discipline do the work. The myth of winter foraging is a dangerous fantasy. Stay calm, assess and act on priorities, not panic. Survival is about living long enough for rescue, not finding food. In winter, wisdom and restraint will keep you alive.